Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name's Steph. I'm a part-time working mom to 2 little ones, and today I wanted to share with you some really easy recipes to restock your pantry with. I just want to apologize. This cold will not go away. My voice is still sounding awful, and it seems the more I talk, obviously the worse it gets. So as I'm filming, it's just getting worse and worse. In the morning when I wake up, I'm like, oh, I'm good. I can film today. I sound okay. I don't sound okay. It's fine. We're gonna power through. So one of my New Year's resolutions this year is to make more food from scratch. And so we're planning a big Costco trip in the coming days. And while I was making my Costco list, I was looking at things in my pantry that I could maybe swap out. So one of those things was taco seasoning. I'm like, why am I buying taco seasoning? I know how to make that, and I can make it in bulk, and then it's easy when I want to make tacos, which we're doing tonight. We definitely need this, but also just things in general. I was looking at, I use a lot of French onion soup mix for veggie dips and my meatloaf. And I was thinking, can I make that from scratch? Yes, you can, and I'm gonna show you how to do that today. I also wanna make some homemade granola. I've made it before. That was kind of my summer thing. I've kind of fallen off the granola wagon a little bit, but I wanna get back into it. I really enjoy it. It's super quick and easy. I invite you into my kitchen and let's get into this. So before I start, I wanted to show you kind of my setup. I've got all my ingredients laid out, and over there I've got like both recipes laid out, all the ingredients. All my ingredients for my granola are right here. I've got my jars. This is my granola jar and my spices jars. They're all clean and ready to go. I've got my baking sheet ready, so then when I'm making these recipes, I can just go like one after the other, boom, boom, boom. This is for the taco seasoning mix. This is for the onion soup, and then I'm gonna transfer over some of these ingredients because these two have pretty similar ingredients. Got my recipes all written out here, and I'm ready to go. Absolutely determined to be fed. I already fed him. He's just being a whack-a-mole. Anyway, we're gonna start out with the recipe that has to be baked, so that would be the granola. So I just went ahead and lined my sheet pan with some parchment paper. So I've already prepped most of my ingredients. So this is half a cup of honey and a quarter cup of water, and you have to microwave this for 45 seconds until it's easily pourable, which I think it's more just to melt the honey. I haven't made this particular granola recipe in a while. I just wanted a really simple one because I want to be able to add whatever I want to it because I get tired of eating the same thing over and over and over. I just want a really simple one that I could add craisins or raisins, coconut, dried fruit, like whatever I want that particular day. So this one's just really simple, nothing fancy, but I'm gonna go throw this in the microwave for 45 seconds. And while that's in the microwave, I'm gonna go ahead and preheat my oven to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, so I've got this all microwaved. It's all nice and combined. Then I'm gonna add in a teaspoon of vanilla. And if you're new to my channel, I don't measure vanilla. I measure with my heart. It's a teaspoon, sure. It's actually supposed to be half a teaspoon of almond, half a teaspoon of vanilla, but I don't have almond extract, so I just doubled the vanilla. And then I'm also gonna add half a teaspoon of salt as well. This already smells so good. There, now you can see what I'm doing. I got 4 cups of oats in this bowl. I used large flake oats, and I'm just gonna pour this mixture on top. And I'm also just gonna add a little bit of cinnamon. I also don't measure cinnamon. And then we're just gonna mix this up. There's no better taste or smell than homemade granola. If you wanna make your house smell incredible, just bake some granola. And the thing I like about this recipe is there's no oil. So you just wanna make sure all your oats are coated in that honey to make sure that everything's nice and combined. And once it's all combined, I'm gonna just pour it onto my sheet pan. I probably should have used my bigger cookie sheet now that I'm looking at this, but this is fine. You just want to try and make a nice even layer so everything cooks the same time. I'm going to throw this in the oven once it's preheated for 20 minutes. I'll take it out, I'll stir it all, throw it back in for another 20 minutes, and then let it cool. Now that the granola is done, I want to get all that stuff kind of put away. I clean as I go so that I don't have a big mess to clean up at the end. So I'm going to put the ingredients that I don't need away, get that bowl rinsed out, kind of get my bearings again set up for the next recipe, and then go from there. Okay, so we're gonna do the taco seasoning next. So I've got everything out. I've got my clean jar here. So we're gonna start with 4 tablespoons of chili powder. You know what? This is gonna use up all my chili powder, so I'm just gonna pour this right in. And one of my tips for you is I keep a running list on my refrigerator. So when I'm cooking and I run out of something, I just write it on my list. And then when I go to do my grocery list, I can look at this and be like, oh yes, I needed this or this or this, because you're not gonna remember. Or at least I'm not gonna remember. 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. The cornstarch just acts as a thickening agent. So when you mix it in with your ground beef or ground pork or ground chicken, whatever you want to use, it thickens up that sauce for you. You don't have to add this if you don't want to. It's just if you want the sauce to kind of cling to the meat. And all the seasoning packets have the cornstarch in it. That's what thickens it. 2 tablespoons of cumin. I'll leave the recipe link down below for you as well, so don't feel like you have to, if you want to cook with me, by all means. 2 tablespoons of smoked paprika. Now if I had more chili powder, I would have doubled this recipe, probably even tripled it, but I don't have enough chili powder, and that's totally fine. This will be more than enough for what I need tonight to make 1 batch of tacos. A tablespoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, and 2 teaspoons of oregano, teaspoon of black pepper, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Now, if you don't like spice, you don't have to add this because it already has the chili powder, but you probably should actually use a 1/4 teaspoon, but that's what we're gonna put in. I put the lid on and shake it up. There we go. So if your recipe calls for 1 packet of taco seasoning, you need 3 tablespoons of this guy right here. So this should do me probably 2, maybe 3 recipes. But as soon as I get some more chili powder, I will be making more of this I'll probably try it and fill this jar because that should give us quite a few, but I'm really excited about that. That took me what, a minute, 2 minutes? Easy peasy. I've got my label maker here. I'm just going to make a label for taco seasoning. There we go. Next, I wish YouTube had smell-o-vision. Whoever invents smell-o-vision, like, will be a millionaire. It smells so good in my kitchen right now. There's another about 7 minutes left on the granola. I'm gonna quickly whip up the onion soup mix. So I'm excited. I've never done this before. I always use the little envelopes, so I'm really excited. I don't use this super often. I'll use it if I'm like making pork chops or dip, or my meatloaf requires a package of this. So I'm really excited to try and switch this out with homemade. All right, I got my jar here again. So we're gonna start with 2 tablespoons of the beef granules, and I am gonna be doubling this recipe. And then we need a 1/4 of a cup of dried onions. We need 1/2 cup. All right, I got my helper here now. Okay, pretty good. That's okay. 1 teaspoon, because I'm doubling, of onion powder. Good job.
I'm good.
Good. And now 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Something.
I get this.
And then 1 teaspoon of parsley.
Parsley.
Then you're supposed to have 1/2 teaspoon of celery seed. I don't have that, so we're just gonna skip that. 1/2 teaspoon of paprika, and then 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. And again, we're just gonna shake this up. You wanna shake it? Okay, so I also made a label for this one as well, just onion soup mix. And then I added how much you have to use to equal 1 package. So 3.5 tablespoons for this one. And then I did also put 1 on the taco seasoning. So 3 tablespoons for that. But you need 3.5 tablespoons of this one to equal 1 packet. So I'm just gonna put these labels on. And then our granola, I just stirred it. It looks amazing. It smells good, huh?
I think I smell it.
Alright, but that's it for today. I hope you found some inspiration in today's video and maybe some small swaps that you can make in your pantry. Of course, for me, this isn't happening overnight. This is something that I'm gonna continually work on over the year, where I can switch things out for homemade versions of things. Let me know down in the comments below if you have made any of these switches or if you have any good recipes or anything else you want to see from my channel. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.